This is the Couch Convos podcast. This is actually my first time having a guest, and it wouldn't be right if I didn't have my dad as the guest, the first time. This is my dad. If you guys don't know, he goes by Charlie Newhart,
What
and
up?
I just call him dad. Before we kick anything off today, I want to start with a little game called Would You Rather. So I'm just going to ask you would you rather questions, and you look so excited about it. So I'm going to ask you would you rather questions, and you got to answer either or. Okay.
All right.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right. So would you rather your breath smell like a fart or your laugh to sound like a fart?
I probably have it smell like a fart. That way I could just toss some gum in. But if you got a stupid sound and laugh, there ain't no repair for that.
Okay. Would you rather be without elbows or without knees?
Elbows. At least I could still walk.
Okay. Would you rather have a camera or a computer?
Computer.
Computer. That's a good one. I was thinking that too. That's kind of hard.
All right, I'm gonna hit you with one. Would you rather your head be shaped like a toilet or be missing all your front teeth and you could never get them repaired?
I'm gonna have to say I'd rather my head be shaped like a toilet because I like to talk. So,
Would you rather have explosive diarrhea or um every time somebody play a Luther Vandross song, you cry inconsolably?
play a Luther Vandross song and I just cry because, yeah.
Don't you remember you told me you love me, baby? And Ahn-Jell's in the corner like, oh God. Hello.
I think I'd rather that because then I could just
Yeah, that's
avoid
cool. I appreciate it.
people playing the songs. Okay, would you rather skip 15 years from now and be like, what would you be like, 50 something? Or would you
I'm
rather
20.
go backwards 15 years?
I'll go backwards
Really?
and do it all over again with what I know now.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, last one. Let's just say this is 20 years ago, 2001. Would you rather go on a date with Mariah Carey or kiss Alicia Keys?
I'd rather go on a date with Mariah Carey.
I knew it. I knew it.
At least that'll give me, at least the date is the conference. That'll give me a chance to get to home base. You know what I'm saying? A kiss is no guarantee of the home base.
Oh my goodness. I knew it. I just knew it.
So
You
I'd
used to
rather get
love
the
Mariah Carey when I was growing up.
I had a thing for Mariah. I really did, man. I think I chose wisely though, man. I didn't know she turned into a linebacker, but
Not turn into a linebacker.
shout out to Mariah Carey though. She was a sweetheart, man.
Yes.
Just
Okay.
jokes. I'm a comedian. These are just
Right.
jokes.
You a comedian. You can do that. So today I want to talk about having self-respect and dignity, really as a woman, but I want to hear it from a man's perspective because most people know, but you had me at 18 years old
Uh-huh.
and you were a very significant figure in my life. Like if I could say that, like a lot of other people played roles in who I am today, obviously, but you were the most significant figure in my life. And I don't think I would be who I am without you today. And just the advice that you have given me and the lessons that you have taught me from the time I was a little girl until now, even when you tell me stuff now. So I kind of want to just talk a little bit about the lessons that you taught me as a dad from your perspective, and I really want this episode to just be a testament to how you raised girls as a single dad, and just the advice and the knowledge and the game that you instilled in us for me to be who I am today. Because
Right.
there's a lot of people that's out here, single dads or even not single dads, but they raising girls, and I think they look up to our relationship and they look up to how, you put me on game and we still could have real conversations and you just give me real game today. So let's kind of take it back to when I was younger and how honest and open you was with me when I was younger, and like what was your mindset as far as sharing certain stuff with me at that point.
Um, well, first of all, I love you, and I think it's just an honor and a privilege to be a part of your platform. And I thank you for the kind words. Um, I got custody of you and your sister when you was 3 and she was 1, and I always had unconditional love for y'all because that's how I was loved. A lot of times we just repeat what was given to us, and gratefully, I had a great set of parents who just loved on me, poured as much love as they could. So I
Mhm.
just gave what I got. But also too, I just kind of always felt like children don't ask to be here. So when they touch down, they're looking for you for everything, for love, affection, attention, nourishment, like the whole nine. So I I always just kind of had a mindset where no matter what was going on between you and your mom, it was my responsibility, like especially, with me being a single dad with full custody, it was my responsibility to make sure that y'all turned out to be productive women.
Mhm.
And, I was just kind of looking into the future, like, man, when they turn 19, 20, 25, 30, are they going to be like some of these women I've been running into out in the street? Or are they going to be like, you know, on a different level? So I just felt like I had an opportunity to give to the world what I wanted in a woman. Because I was
Wow.
running into so many chicks that was like, they didn't know their dad, or they was bitter with their dad, or they didn't have a good relationship with him, and I would listen to the words that would come out of their mouth. Like, you could tell a lot about a person, at least for me. I mean, 2 to 5 minutes in a conversation, if I ask the right questions, I know what you about.
Mhm.
And I would just get so frustrated with talking to some of these women, like, damn, that's the shit that you believe for real? And
Yeah.
then I ask the question, like, how's your relationship with your dad? Oh, I ain't never met him. I ain't dealing with that nigga. Like, oh, okay, well, then that makes sense. Why you think how you think?
Mhm.
A strong male presence, it changed the game. So, and plus, too, I just think I chose so many women who didn't have strong fathers. And that was my choice. But then I reaped the repercussions of that. Like, dang, bro, why did I do that? Look what I'm dealing with now from choosing this woman who didn't have a strong relationship with her father, or didn't have the family nucleus that I had. So I had to reap those choices. So I think what I wanted from y'all is, okay, I want to raise the woman that I would like to meet.
Yeah.
I want to give you the benefit of my mistakes. So at age appropriate times, I would tell you where I messed up. This is what I did. This is what it cost me. So
Yeah.
y'all would never be able to say, dang, man, that's what somebody would have told me. Like from a true dirtbag male side of the game. And no disrespect to my mom. Like I love my mom. She gave me everything that she could, and I loved her. She loved me in the way she knew how. Like her love language is, I think, like acts of service and receiving gifts or something like that. But
Mhm.
my love language growing up was like physical touch and words of affirmation. So, like to get a good, strong sit down from a woman to be like, listen, these how these hoes is out here. They this, and this. This, like, I didn't really get that part of the game. So I had to learn from older women and older cousins. And I kind of learned the hard way. So I just wanted to give y'all a blueprint from a dude's perspective, like a perspective. This is what these niggas is on out here. So I think that ultimately sums it up, man. When I got custody of y'all when I was young, I felt like God was blessing me with an opportunity to put some women in the world that I would like to have for myself. Like these are the
Mhm.
kind of women that I would want as a strong man, alpha male, loves God, what kind of woman is he looking for? Somebody like my daughters. So, you know,
Yeah.
I ain't always been perfect, man. I got just as many failures as successes, but I think y'all turned out all right. I'm 43. I ain't no granddad yet. You know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful for that. Y'all got some accomplishments under y'all belt. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And y'all beautiful. Y'all ain't on this whole city girls, Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion culture, which is just get money from any nigga you see. I think that's like destroying some of these chicks out here.
Yeah, it is. It
What you
really
think about
is.
that?
What'd you say?
I said, what you think about that? About this whole Meg Thee Stallion, Cardi B, city girl, get money from every nigga culture.
I said this on my live. I had went live on Instagram and I was talking about it. You didn't raise me like that. So I don't see myself accepting anything from a nigga because I always felt like if you give me something, then I got to give you something in return.
Right.
And I just don't have nothing for you in return. Like I don't want to create no expectations for nobody to want anything from me because you did something for me.
Right.
Um you didn't raise me like that. You didn't raise me to find my confidence in what niggas could do for me. Like that's just I'm not wired like that. So I just feel like it's a mind thing. In order for you to ask a nigga for money or him to pay your bills or something like that, you have to mentally, like I feel like a lot of these females, they think that that's valuable to them. You know what I'm saying? And it could be because of, like you were mentioning, the love language thing. It could be because one of their love languages is giving gifts or receiving money or stuff like that.
Right.
And maybe that's also not really my love language. So that's another part of like why I don't really get down like that and I'm not impressed by that. But I think more than anything, you just raised me to get my own money. Like I was just telling Lala, my cousin, earlier today, like if I asked you for $20 to go to the movies, you would make me do a list of chores to get that $20. Like you would
Right.
never just give me $20. Like, okay, well, I need you to do this, I need you to do that, I need you to sweep the floor over here. Like you would have me doing other people's chores, but you taught me that if I want something, I have to work for it.
Also, I never wanted you to believe that beauty was a currency. You know,
Mm,
I knew you was gonna, you know, you was a beautiful kid, beautiful baby. I knew you was gonna grow up to be a beautiful, attractive woman. So I never wanted you to have that mindset, that spoiled mindset. Like, I think I was harder on you than everybody else. I
you
think because
think?
we grew up together. I mean,
Yeah,
we grew up together. I had you when I was 18. So,
yeah,
you know, who I am then and who I am now is a little bit different. But I knew you was gonna be a beautiful woman, and I knew how niggas was gonna behave around you. I knew how women was gonna behave around you because sometimes certain people, the way they look and the way they carry themselves, they raise the insecurities in other people. The insecurities in other people expose themselves when you get around them. Damn, I don't like how she look, or damn, I don't like how she carried herself. And people start acting salty, and they don't know why they acting salty around you. It's because of how you look and how you carry yourself, and some of your accomplishments make them feel insecure, and they don't know how to handle that insecurity.
mm-hmm.
So that's one thing. But I never wanted you to believe that your beauty was a currency. So I was like, I need to have her have a work mentality first, and everything else is secondary. Which
And
I didn't
that
know this
literally
culture was going to
was
turn into what it is now. Say what?
that literally was how you raised me. Like being at the car wash as a kid and helping y'all wash cars, being at the airport when you worked at the airport when I was a kid and you giving me the change for helping you work. Like that's how I grew up, just working for every single thing that I got. I worked for it, I feel like.
You did, and you was a hustler. You always had that mindset, and then eventually, over time, you developed like, "Hey, Dad, I'm on such and such. What can I do to earn money to do it?" I'm like, "Okay, there we go." You know what I'm saying? Let's do this and do that. So now you know that you got to go get your own bag. You know. And that's
Yeah,
why I like your brand boss mentality. Like a boss will go get her own bag. She's not about to
facts.
try to go, hey, dude, let me get 500 from you. Let me get 600 from you. Hey, help me pay that bill. That ain't a boss. That's a hoe.
Mm-hmm. That's a
That's a hoe. You know what I'm saying? That ain't no boss. A boss is gonna guarantee everybody else is gonna eat, and they're gonna go get their bag without trying to. Now, a loan is one thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I bought some property, some real estate. I got some loans, got the money, got the property, and then paid the money back. A
mhm.
loan is one thing, but if you just leaning on dudes, leveraging your beauty and your charisma and all of that, like that's prostitution.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. Cause I don't remember where I heard this quote, but I heard a quote that said, "What a man buys, he owns."
Woo!
And it's just like, you're not finna own me. You're not finna be able to be like, oh yeah, everything you got, everywhere you at, I put you there. Like, cause niggas will flip the script real quick. So I don't really believe in that at all.
I seen that. It's even in the Bible where um Abraham, when he was on his journey, he had people trying to offer him gifts. And he would refuse sometimes, like, no, because I don't want you to be able to tell people I'm the one that gave Abraham that. I'm the one that
Mm,
blessed him. I always want to be in a position where God gave it to me, not people. So essentially, it's an act of faith. Now, I ain't saying we turn down gifts. Sometimes when I pray about it, if it's just a genuine gift from somebody, I want to bless your business. I want to bless da 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 da. Okay, cool. You got to have a level of discernment in that, but I don't want nobody else to get glory for what God has done.
facts.
So I like that you operate like that. Is my Zoom delayed?
Yeah, it's kind of giving Teddy Riley a little bit.
Internet over here is trash. Everybody's on it right now.
It's giving Charlie Riley.
Steve Riley vibes. Trash ass internet over here, dog.
Is it hot outside? Because that could sometimes
Yeah, I'm gonna step
slow
inside,
it down too.
cool off.
But yeah, I feel like you dropped so many gems when we was growing up. Like we would be sitting here all day to sit and name everything you told us, but definitely one of the things was not to have sex and to keep that to yourself because that's the most valuable thing you can give to somebody. That was
Right,
probably like the most repeated advice that you gave us. Like you was adamant about keeping yourself until you get a husband because that's the most valuable thing that you can give.
right.
um and what's funny about that is you said that to me so many times, but I still somehow found myself um like going out there and trying to do it my own way. Like, well, I heard what he said and I
You
understand
was
and
out there. You was
I
out there
res-
getting hit.
I respect him, but I just
You
gotta
was,
go. I gotta
you
go
was
see
out there
what this
getting.
is about.
You was out, all right, that's honest. I
I
ain't
mean,
mad at
it's
you.
true. I mean, not at the time you was telling me. I didn't lose
I
my
know.
virginity until high school, but what advice would you give to somebody that's like giving advice to their kids and that's trying to instill those values in them and they kids still go off and do their own thing and do what they want to do?
It's a really good question, man. I think. Am I still on a Riley run?
Kinda, yeah. But it's
Well,
better.
I'll go to audio. Let me cut the camera off first and just give audio.
Okay.
I think the best thing for a parent is you got to have grace for your kids to realize there was a time when you was once a kid. And then also too, man, sometimes I give you an example. If a little girl is dancing, trying to dance and show her ass at the age of 13, 14, 15, and the mama's getting on her, like, why you keep doing that, Tamika? Why you keep trying to dance in front of these dudes? Like, listen, I'm gonna need you to sit your daughter down and just be transparent with her and tell her what you used to do. You used to dance back in the day. So there's an iniquity. There's something going on in the bloodline that's want to make her do the same thing you did.
Yeah.
Or you was promiscuous for 10 years of your life or 5 years. You know, people be trying to forget. They be forgetting the fact that they was out here for a period of time.
Right.
So then when they kids, because when the devil shows up on the bloodline, all he's doing, he ain't doing nothing new. He's just doing what worked in the previous generation. Oh, okay. So his daddy was alcoholic. Let me test him with alcohol. His daddy loved hoes. Let me test him with the hoes. So a lot of times our kids is just doing what was inside of us or what we did. So I think we should have a level of grace and sit down and, like I did with y'all, give your kids the benefit of your mistakes and then give them some grace to learn.
Yes.
And some time, like, oh, okay, well, you did it. Keep an open door. But I think it's kind of hard because we want so much for our kids. We want the best, but then we don't want them to fall.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Like, that's the only way you learn how to ride a bike. So hopefully that helps, just to have some grace.
Yeah.
And realize that we're not the only influence in our kids' lives. That's one of the toughest parts for me. Like, dang, man, I realized that y'all had other inputs. It wasn't only my influence.
Yeah.
And prayer, I think too, prayer, man, is really big because I think God just stopped a lot of stuff from happening because I know my parents was praying for me. So praying for your kids, I think, is really big, with keeping them from falling into certain pitfalls that we fell into.
That's real. Let's see if your video is working now. Okay, yeah, that's better. The iPad probably had to cool down a little bit. That's really good. Praying for your kids, having grace for your kids, and then being honest with them about what you did or what you used to do.
Right.
And then also, this is not on my notes, but I want to throw this in there because you used to turn up and have these parties at the house when we was younger.
Right.
And it's funny because we used to spy on you and we used to be like, oh my God, look at Dad. He out there smoking. Look at Daddy. He out there drinking. Like, we just got so much joy out of spying on you when you was having your parties, or like if you would have a girl pull up at the house, like we would just be watching everything. And I feel like that was kind of like, it was kind of a good thing because we got to see you for you. And then when you really turned your life around and started living for God, it was like we got to see that transformation happen in real time. So like, what would you say to people that's partying around their kids, drinking, cussing, listening to certain music? Because that's like a really big thing nowadays.
That's a really good question. I think I don't know. I can kind of address younger parents. You know, I had y'all when I was so young that we grew up together. So y'all had a chance to see like the wild, immature, crazy. I tell everybody, like, I got a hood set and a Hollywood set of kids.
Hood and Hollywood.
My 3 oldest is the hood set. They saw everything I was doing.
Yeah.
The 3 younger, they so proper. And Daddy, we play Fortnite, V-Bucks. Like, who are these kids, man? So, I mean, if I had to just tell parents, it's your environment is so valuable, but I think you can only give what you got. So for me, I got to the point where the way I was doing things just wasn't working, and I was frustrated with life. I said, man, I keep, messing with the same woman with a different name. I'm up and down. One minute I'm up, I got businesses, I got money, I got houses, and then I'm losing it. And then I'm getting it in and losing it. Like, I'm tired of the up and down. So I just got kind of frustrated with life. And I looked at myself like, what do I have to do? And I think when I was serious and passionate about changing, that's when my environment changed, what I listened to, what I exposed y'all to. So I think I was just giving y'all what I was giving myself. And y'all was just a byproduct of.
Yeah.
What I was listening to had to change. And then the closer I got to God, I became more aware of what I was exposing y'all to. I remember riding around with you when you was little, listening to Master P, like every cuss song you can think of. And you know the story. Like I remember cutting off a song as I pulled in the driveway, and you finished singing the rest of the song. You like 3. Only time to tell, nigga. If I die, go to heaven or hell, nigga. I'm like, okay, I probably need to stop listening to this. He is on one at 3. So I don't know. I think the more God made me aware of me, the more I became aware of what I was exposing y'all to. So, I mean, again, I think that's prayer. Because you can only give what you got. So if you're a parent, it's really true, man. Your kids are a product of their environment, man. If they watching R-rated horror movies and all these sex scenes and they're so impressionable, like that stuff is just, it's leaving an imprint on their brain.
Right.
And it's a lot of what's going on iPads and phones and everything is just desensitizing these kids, video games, and it's just robbing them of their innocence and their identity. So,
wow,
you know,
that's deep.
I think it's something to just really be aware of now, man. Like we got to really let the word minister to our kids and not the world. But if you're a worldly person, of course you're going to give your kids the world. You're going to allow the world to minister to them. So I think it kind of starts with self.
And I really honor that you made that change in your life. Obviously, when we was younger, it wasn't fun when you started living for God because it was just like, dang, we was able to do all of this and listen to whatever we wanted to listen to and watch whatever we wanted to watch. And now all of a sudden we can only listen to church music. Like it was really annoying as a kid. But now that I look back, I see how your life changed for the better when you did start living for God. Like I feel like that's when you really started with the commercials, and that's when you really that's when good stuff really started to happen for you. I feel like when you changed your life around.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy about that. So let's fast forward to when I got older and I moved to Alabama for a little bit when I was in high school, but then I moved back to live with you once I graduated from high school after my first semester of college. After my first semester of college, I failed all my classes. I was just on the path to just nowhere. And I came back to live with you. And I feel like that, and really, I've lived with you for 7 years. And I just moved out maybe a few months ago. So that 7-year period of time, you also taught me a lot. But now I'm older. Now I understand a lot more. Um, and the advice is just a little bit more mature and grown. And it's funny because I think about, if I could think about any advice that you gave me like in that older part of you, of like living with you, I think about the car analogy that you gave me. I was in a relationship, I was in a tough situation and I had to make a decision. And you told me, you was like, you got 2 choices. You could either, when it comes to a relationship, but you got to treat it like buying a car. You can either get the old raggedy cheap car right now. That's what you can afford right now. Or you could wait and you could stack up your money and you could get what you really want, that really nice car that's not going to give you no problems. Now, this old cheap car, you can get it right now, but it's going to be breaking down on you. It's going to take your time, your money, your energy. It always need work. It's just taken from you. Or you can just wait, stack up your bread, hustle, get your grind on, get what you really want. And you want that really nice car. But I mean, if you want the bucket,
right,
you had a bucket. And that like has stuck with me forever. And I feel like that put relationships into perspective for me as an adult, because I realized that I don't want a broke down car that's gonna always need work, aka a dude that's not ready to be in a relationship. I'd rather wait and
fast.
stack my bread and work on myself and become the best version of myself and get the car, the mate that I really want. So, to just close this out, like what would you say to that?
I think there's a lot of truth to that, man. Like, You know, the Bible says not to be unequally yoked. And I think especially us being Black, we have a little bit more trauma in this world than the average person. You know, police brutality, certain traumas in the home based on whatever XYZ. So a lot of us have been exposed to trauma, and a lot of us have not had the benefit of therapy and things of that nature because it's a stigma in our community. So there's a lot of us that are walking around broken.
Mm-hmm.
But we've got a default setting as believers. Okay, so we broken, but we believe the blood of Jesus heals us. And you know, also too, we also believe in therapy. We believe in going to see somebody to get healed from some of our traumas, because trauma changes your DNA.
Yeah.
And then not only that, there's certain things we saw growing up. Like I see my grandparents married for 60 years. My parents been married almost 50 years. I've seen solid, strong relationships. We went to church every Sunday. Like, that's stuff that a lot of families haven't seen, man. They've seen just dysfunction and abuse, and some women have never seen a strong man. Some men have never seen a strong woman. And, you know, these people are walking around among us.
Yeah.
Almost like zombies. Like, well, not zombies, but they look regular on the outside.
Yeah.
But then when you start digging into that backstory, like, oh, Nick, you got this going on. You got,
yes.
You got blah, blah, blah. So I think just to kind of close it out, I think it should be an observation period where when you considering somebody for a relationship, like a courtship process. But the tough part is if you have sex too soon, you end up creating a soul tie with somebody that is no good for you at all. And it's so hard to let this nigga or this woman go because you done got tied into the sex. And it's like they got all kind of stuff going on behind the scenes that's just detrimental to you. So in the spirit realm, which is an invisible world, the spirit world runs the natural world. Mm-hmm. So whatever's going on in that spiritual world is what we need to pay attention to with reference to people. Because sometimes that outer surface can look 100. But below the surface, it's like you may find out a year later that this person don't even believe in God and they've been on witchcraft for 5 years. Yeah. Or they daddy was on some whole shit or something weird, or, you know, the little nigga got touched when he was 3 and now, you know what I mean? It's sometimes you don't know. So I think this is an observation period and really having somebody that has as close to a background as you. Mm. And there's got to be just a list of things that you just won't. It's like, I can't deal with this. Like, if this happens, I just can't deal with this. Like, if this happens, blah, blah, blah. But if that default setting, that base is right, you know, I think that's probably a go. But I still think you should have some observation period. I still think you should go on double dates and introduce your team to them. Like, what do you think about this person? What are you thinking? Put some time on how this person behaves. Yeah. So.
I love that. So in conclusion, I would say that with everything that was said today, and there was so many good gems dropped, but I feel like in conclusion, based on what we talked about and based on just what you've taught me in my life, is to work on yourself, heal, go to therapy, go like get a consistent routine together where you just working on yourself, work on your dreams and your goals and your vision, and stay focused on you. And then when the time is right, not only will you attract what you are, but then you'll be ready for it because mentally you've like dealt with your baggage. And that's not to say that you ever gonna be perfect, but it's like at least you'll be self-aware to know that, hey, you know, I deal with this, and this. I'm currently in therapy, but this is like you able to just lay it all out there because you know who you are and you've been working on yourself.
Right. Facts.
So yes, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for being the first Couch Convos guest.
I had a good time. This is dope, man. This is dope. When you airing this?
Probably today. I'm gonna probably put this out today.
Ooh, I'm gonna put some clips on it and put it on my page, man. Y'all check me out. I am Charlie Newhart on IG, Charlie Newhart on YouTube, and yeah, let's get this money.
Y'all have to check out his YouTube. He be posting so many funny videos on there. Like, oh my gosh.
I'll be having a blast on there, dog.
Well, all right. That's been this episode. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up this video if you liked it and comment what you thought about what we was talking about. And of course, subscribe. And I'll see y'all on the next episode. Bye.